Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing today? Round number 4 of Track Limits Racing Sports Car Series here at Oschersleben. In the booth with me, we've got Retro Coffin, our man on the ground in Indianapolis. How are you doing tonight, Retro? We're going to check the audio real quick. I just noticed that it did not queue up for you, so I'm going to get that fixed real quick. That's my bad. Get that fixed for you. For whatever reason, it does not want to show this channel. I'm going to do some quick troubleshooting real quick. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. We're going to get Retro's audio fixed in a second. Just sit tight with me while we get this sorted. But Oschersleben and the Sports Car Series is back with a modified calendar, more free tracks. I see Dad's in chat, so is Gian Cardoso. Hope you guys are doing well. Let's see if we can get that enabled now. For whatever reason, it does not really want to add your chat voice. Try and say something now, sir.
Well, I think it's just telling me to go back to the racetrack. It's like, hey, go back to Indy.
Negative.
Sure.
No, not on my watch, sir. Retro Coffin's in the booth. Retro, we got your audio fixed, it sounds like. So give a shout out to the folks at home. We got 17 cars on track. Are you pumped for this?
Yeah, it looks like a very healthy grid. There's a lot of new people, new faces, new names, a lot of new cars. I've seen a little bit of an F1 theme out there. I've seen a BMW with a Red Bull livery and a Ferrari themed Cayman. So that's interesting. See if we can get them to get close on track.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting with the number of people we've got for this round of the series. Oschersleben, kind of a technical track. What do you think for multi-class racing, especially with these car classes? Do you think it's going to be too tight? What do you think?
Oh, there's no such thing. It's just a matter of picking your battles and where you're gonna plan your overtakes, especially on the faster cars. Just do they sacrifice a little patience and not risk a bad move into a technical corner? It's just going to waste more time for both cars.
Indeed, it is going to be quite a challenge for the drivers on track around here at Oschersleben, but I like this track. We were talking about this yesterday, but this was the first track that I think I ever called a sim race on, and it was Project Cars 2. It was an all Porsche GT3 series. And it was a lot of fun then, and I like this track. But I'm also kind of like more into the slower speed tracks than most. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this car combination around here. Ethan Hamlet. Let's talk about Ethan for a minute. A 19.045 right now, currently holding about a second, almost 1.2 seconds up on Jaden Ledbetter. Retro, it looks like Ethan's again joining us from another planet.
Oh, he is. He beamed down from his ship. I think yesterday, though, we saw Jaden drop a 19.1. So we're going to see if he can get a repeat performance, or if that was just a lap from another dimension that just appeared,
Yeah, it's going to be wild to see what he can put down, and I'm interested to see if anyone in the LMP3 field can take the fight to Mr. Ethan Hamlet, because this guy is the Terminator. He is sent from the future to find Sarah Connor in the LMP3. But we're gonna see how it shakes out.
I think if he was the original Terminator, that whole franchise would have had like all about 20 minutes of airtime, because he would have caught her, and it'd have been done.
Yeah, it'd have been over.
Yeah, it'd been a short clip. Call it good. All right, Ethan won. Call it a day.
Looks like we already got a little bit of some mix-up happening between the classes there. I see a BMW off track, and then we had an LMP3 jump back to the pits. Wonder if we're already starting to see a little bit of that pace delta mismatch between the car classes kind of coming into focus here in free practice.
Well, if there's a time to make mistakes, it's now. Now mistakes are free.
Hmm. It's going to be
Take a
in.
look at see
Go ahead.
see what happened. No, they got by each other. It was, BMW was just exploring, the lawn and see if it was taken care
I want to give a brief shout out, Retro,
of.
to somebody who was super instrumental in helping us get rounds 2 and 3 streamed. And I'm talking about Mr. Chris Turner for New World Sim Racing. Big shout out to Chris for coming through and helping us with the streams while my ISP situation was getting sorted. Hopefully, we're not going to see any bumps or any stutters or any other nonsense. And we're just going to be able to enjoy a 90-minute race around Oschersleben with a whole host of new faces to come in and enjoy the show. Big shout out to Chris.
Yeah, looking pretty good on the stream.
Yeah, everything seems to be feeling good right now from my end. We got Carlos Guzman in chat, longtime person who I've known from 949 days. Also races with New World Sim Racing. Looks like he's going to be joining us for quali. Don't know what car class he's going to be in, but glad to see Siguz in chat. Maybe we can get
5 minutes.
Yeah, we got yeah, getting close, but maybe we'll end up getting the Jose in here as well, and we'll have the Guzman clan doing their thing in the sports car series. New faces, Retro. Lots of new faces.
Oh yeah.
So we've got Austin Green, another privateer LMP3. He's going to be running the 6.9 car. Currently 5th right now with a 1:21.38. We've also got Devin Strauch. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Devin. But in the 5.85, another privateer LMP3 entry. Then we've got Gab Chavez, who was in the practice session yesterday, bringing the AMG in the GT4 class, the 880. Anthony Newman in the 17, running a Porsche, so man after your own heart. Jared Jones is going to be in the Maka. We got a Maka in the GT4 class, which I'm interested to see this brand diversity. Mark Coyne. Well, actually, Mark Coyne's a familiar face, but Philippe. Wow, I'm going to butcher this name, but I'm going to really try and get it right. Philippe, is that Kolodeshki? We're going to try that. We're going to try that out. But Philippe, welcome in the 13, running a BMW. We've also got, that's it. That's all of our new faces. I see Jason Awesome Gaming, or Jason Dady in the Porsche 9.5, who's on track. Well, actually, he's in the pits right now. But hello, Jason. Glad to have you with us. Just waiting to see what sort of exciting things we got going on. Let's switch around a little bit more before we get into qualifying. So, slow speed tracks, Retro. Help me understand. What is the focus here? Are we going to be focusing mostly on track position relative to like qualifying order? Is that the thing that you focus on when you go into your slow speed track, or is it all about just having your strategy figured out?
Slow speed. The strategy isn't. There's only so much you can do with the strategy here. Slow speed tracks, you're looking at your best qualifying position possible. If it's like these kind of slow, small, technical tracks, as long as you place your car in the correct place, you're not really at threat of being overtaken.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just looking to see what track position you can gain and then maintain that, and then just put pressure on and hope that person ahead of you makes a mistake.
Yeah, indeed. It is going to be crucial to get your qualifying lap done and dusted. You're going to get this format's going to be a little bit different from the folks that have watched the previous rounds. We are going to be doing single car shootout qualifying. We're going to do some testing with the camera. I'm going to leave it on most exciting and see if it'll cycle through so that everybody can get a feeling for what qualifying is going to look like. But you're going to see single car on track But it'll be interesting. Oh, rumor has it that Ethan's doing a no quality challenge. That could really spice it up. That could really spice it up.
And you know what? You're gonna have a lot of traffic. Last couple of races have been a little bit on the skinny end on the GT4s. Now you have what, over 10 cars.
Yep.
So you're gonna have them spread out through the track, just sprinkled for seasoning. You know.
Yep. Yep. It's gonna be very interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Carlos Guzman jumping in at the last minute in the 3.9 car before quali pops, bringing another AMG into the field. So yeah, we got 19 cars. That M4 is missing a hood. Would have been good for him to roll it off track, but not sure if that might have also been a technical failure involved. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough field. It's going to be a tough track. It's going to be a tough race. 90 minutes. We will have the competition yellow. We'll fly usually around 30 minutes in. If everyone showed we were up to 42 registered. Here's the thing though, Jaden. To be real for a minute, if we have 42 cars on this track,
that'd be great. It would be great.
It would be like watching a bunch of 5-year-olds in the McDonald's ball pit. But very skilled.
That's not great.
Technically gifted 5-year-olds in the McDonald's ball pit.
Yeah, you just give them a lot of sugar just before you throw them all in there, and then you just sit back and watch.
Yeah, just watch chaos unfold.
Yes. So
yeah, we are getting ready for quali. That's about to fire off here in less than a minute. Could have been 42 at Scuba. That would have been rough. Scuba with 42 cars. Wow. But I like it. I mean, we got 19 cars in the interface. We've got 42 cars registered. It's gonna be an interesting season. I like the fact that we're getting the free tracks in here to try and get some more people involved. And everybody at home that's watching, thank you for joining us for round 4 here at Oschersleben. And if you're interested at all, ! SimGrid in chat. Be sure and check out the community and ! Discord to hop in and start meeting the great folks over at Track Limits Racing. Yeah, quality's about to pop. I'm not sure if... So well, wait a minute. Let me think about that. So if we're doing 3-lap shootout,
yeah,
that means we're not quallying with same class. Everybody's quallying at the same time. So we're going to be getting a lot of data about both GT3 and GT4 cars at the same time. And that's going to be interesting to follow along to. I'm waiting to see if I can get any of the cars to show up for me.
Yeah, I'm starting to see some of them come out on the GT4 side.
Okay. You're actually seeing them out on track? Because right now I don't see anybody moving.
Yeah, no, I got them out on track.
Weird.
It's like they're all in their individual sessions.
Yeah, for whatever reason, when I click on names, I am not seeing anybody on track right now. But I am also on Scenic. I wonder if I need to switch from Scenic camera.
Yeah,
I hear cars now. I hear cars. That's what it is. So Sakame, Mr. Trevor Jackson, on track in the LMP3. Be sure and check out Sakame on Twitch. He's a good dude. I've known Sakame for quite a long time. And really good dude. He's going to try and put a
very
time
colorful.
Up. Yep. Anime.
Very colorful. Yeah, anime car.
Yep.
Figure out what's on.
Cartoon liveries are cute sometimes. So let's take a look at the qualifying mode. I'm going to shut off the outlaps so that we can get maybe a little bit more time. And look, we're already getting some sector times from Carlos Guzman. So let's go find Mr. Carlos Guzman in the AMG. Who Jaden Ledbetter's gone purple in sectors 2 and 3. Still waiting for somebody to post a time.
Yeah, not seeing anything yet. See, they're going past T1 now, so maybe that was their outlaps we're seeing. This will be their actual.
That could have been. Could have been.
Laps.
Yep. Let's go ahead and get the number of drivers displayed. Drop that down to 3. And let's see. Still waiting to see some times come in, and then we'll start bouncing around and following along with some more cars right now. We do have getting ready to come across the line for the first time, Finicini. Green in Sector 1, Sector 2, but is going to go off track. That's probably going to invalidate for him, so he's probably going to have to go take another shot at it. Meanwhile, Stephen Wallace in the AMG coming around right now. And he's going to come across the line. Jaden Ledbetter goes to the top, 19.61. Stephen Wallace with a 29.98. So we are doing 3-lap single-car shootouts. It's going to be interesting. Just taking a look.
It's like,
go ahead.
It's like Fenn is the only Coral Cove car that showed up today.
Could be.
And it is. We don't have Anthony Anderson. It doesn't look like we have an Adam either.
That is unfortunate. I miss Adam. Adam was having like a banger of a season too.
Yeah, he was. He won a race.
Taking a look right now at the relatives. Taking a look to see who's getting ready to. Where's Austin Green going to come across the line in the privateer? He's going to slot in third fastest with a 22.378. Jaden Ledbetter again. If Ethan Hamlin is doing a no quali challenge, Jaden Ledbetter is on track to potentially take pole here with a 19.659. Does not improve his time or his position. Carlos Guzman again getting ready to come around the final corner. Carlos currently in 13th in the overall. And a 33.7. Trevor Jackson jumps second with a 20.32. So, yeah, we've got some pretty spicy qualifying going on here. It's tight in a few places. Anthony Newman, number 17 Porsche. Currently green Sector 1, yellow Sector 2. He's going to have to find something special in Sector 3 if he's going to leapfrog Jared Jones.
Yeah, they're pretty close. It's about a 10th apart. I think he didn't improve on that lap time. At 31.0.
So Jaden Ledbetter is about to finish his third lap as he comes around the final corner.
So that livery on the...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You first, sir.
Oh, I was just looking at the livery on the Porsche.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's not Rexy, and it's not... Is that Barney? It is purple. Needs a little bit of green.
Could be.
Bit of green.
Gian Cardoso goes second fastest. Stephen Wallace with a 29.592 to the top of GT4. Maybe Tommy Cogan's got actual competition this week. He is driving. It looks like he's bailing out of his final lap. Tommy Cogan's going to have to settle for second. Taking a look right now, we've got Philippe in the 13 M4 rounding the final corner. Is he going to be able to catch up to Cyril or Kirill? No, he is not. He's going to have to settle for 13th in the overall. Taking a look for a few others. We've got Gabe Chavez. Oh, he's off track. That's not gonna count for him. Jason Dady. Currently off pace relative to sectors 1 and sectors 2. And Jared Jones, the lone McLaren in the field, coming into the penultimate corner. He's green sector 1, sector 2, as is Devin Strauch. Across the line, Jared Jones slots in second in GT4 with a 30.15. Where does Joseph German? He's actually, so he started out late, as did Devin Strauch, who's currently 6th in LMP3. Waiting to see what Joseph can do.
Looks like Mark Coyne's also out there. He had to restart his whole setup, so putting in some late laps.
F1 charge. Talking about how you invalidated. Was up a half a second. It happens sometimes. Wallace is your pick to win, Jaden says. Adam and Fifi to free agency. Ooh. Maybe.
'15th place for qualifying.
Yes, Jason is getting up to speed with the Porsche. But keeping that nose of the grindstone, getting that seat time, that's what it's all about. So Devin, he's getting ready to finish his lap right now. What is he going to do? He is going to stay 6th in LMP3. Joseph German comes across the line, and he is going to just move up into 17th.
Porsche, the Porsche is one of those cars you have to abuse it. The Cayman just likes being trashed.
Yeah.
If you try to be gentle to her, she'll be kind of slow. But once you get used to how the weight shift is on it and how forgiving it can be, you just trash it around. It is one of the funnest cars to drive, in my opinion.
That is quali in the books, ladies and gentlemen. We'll pull up the standings, the grid, here in a moment. But real quick, we wanted to talk about the conditions for the race today. We got 19 degrees ambient temperature, 34 degrees track temp, so a little bit warmer than it was in free practice yesterday for the drivers. But we do have fuel limitations in both categories. We have 68% for the LMP3, 60% for GT4. Points on offer are distributed based on class. Gold drivers will receive 100 points of their tally. Silver drivers will get 110%, and bronze drivers will get 120%. That's to better promote that drivers that have a little less experience can still kind of compete with drivers with a little bit more. So that's a setup for round 4, Motorsports Arena Oschersleben, the 3rd permanent track installment in the country of Germany. Was actually opened for the first time in 1997, and it's a pretty track. I like it. It's a good one. But let's go take a look at that grid for this race. Do we have that loaded yet, actually? I don't know if it's actually moved forward yet.
No, it's on warm-up right now.
Okay. All right. I'll pull up the quality results from the results tab. Pole position in the LMP3 to Jaden Ledbetter in the Track Limits Racing LMP3. Gian Cardoso is going to line up alongside him in the 42 car. Sakame, Trevor Jackson, is going to be on the second row with Fennicini in the Coral Cove 744. You got to be happy with Finn to put it up on the second row there. Austin Green in the 6'9", a newcomer in the privateer category on the third row, alongside other newcomer Devin Strouch in the 5'8". Joseph Kronk's going to round out the field in 7th. Ethan Hamlet is going to start in 8th, effectively. So we're going to skip the grid down a little bit, and on the 5th row, we're going to have Stephen Wallace and Jared Jones, two relative newcomers to the series. Stephen Wallace, we know from Box 3 stuff. Really excited to see him in the series, but that's front row GT4. Then we got Gabe Chavez and Tommy Kogan. So Tommy's going to have a bit of a battle on his hands. He's got some GT4 drivers out here doing some work. It's going to make it tough on him. We've got Newman in the 17, running the Porsche Cayman. He's going to line up alongside Mark Coyne, who is going to be running the AMG in the number 6 car. Kirill Ositev is going to be lined up alongside Philippe. I'm going to try it again. Is it Kolodjewski? I don't know. I'm butchering it, Philippe. I'm an American, and I'm bad at pronouncing names. I sincerely apologize. But Carlos Guzman, Joseph German, and then we've got Jason Dady to round out the GT4 category. I'm actually going to go look up the translation on that and see if I can figure out how to properly enunciate that. Anyway, let's get set up for the race. Go ahead and empty this out. Cars are going to be in warm-up for a little bit longer, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to go racing around this beautiful circuit.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the name of the track. I'm just not gonna.
It's just Oschersleben.
Oschersleben?
Yeah, so just say Oshers.
Oshers.
And then Leben.
Oshers. I just think of OSHA, kind of like the safety
yeah.
It's like, Oschersleben. It's like, what? I'm definitely interested in seeing how the LMP3s are going to navigate traffic around here. It looks like
it's going to be
P1 through
for sure.
P5 in the GT4s are going to be a little bit tight. Hopefully they're tight. That looks like it's going to be a pretty good fight. I mean, they're separated by, 2 through 5 are separated by less than half a second. So that'll be interesting.
Waiting for warm up
to the cars going around. Yeah,
waiting for warm up to cycle, and then we're gonna be good to go. But yeah, for anyone who's interested, if you're following along at home, thank you so much for being a part of the show with us. Definitely go check us out! ! SimGrid in chat! !Discord. That should get you where you need to be. Want to give a shout out to some folks that followed us. Oh, Sakame, thank you so much for being a part of the race, sir. Hope your stream goes well. Hope your race goes well, sir. I heard you were looking for an Oschersleben setup for the LMP3. If you find one, let me know. Anyway, 16 viewers in chat. We got a couple follows that happened while we were off the air. Stephen Wallace, thank you so much for giving us a follow, as well as Apex Life 90. Thank you guys for following along at home. Just waiting for the warm-up session to rotate over. They're actually probably doing driver's briefing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up that, see if it'll actually pull up the grid this time as opposed to just the quality results, because I'm more interested in what the grid is going to look like. But it does not seem to really want to show the grid at all, which is kind of lame. Kind of was hoping we get to see it, but it's okay. We'll just switch over to the results instead. So, Retro, let's talk about Indy. Let's talk about Indy, sir. What's that weather looking
Oh
like?
yeah. Oh, it looks terrible. It looks like thunderstorms are gonna roll in around noon-ish. Race start is like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so it doesn't look pretty.
Yeah. And you
I already
guys got
put my
what?
boss.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I put my boss on notice. I was like, Monday we're off because it's Memorial Day. So if they push the race Monday and we get a race on Monday, great. If they push the race to Tuesday because Monday still has some rain coming, I'm gonna be taking some PTO and spending my day at the track.
Yep. The mullet's got to be there. It's got to be there to drink
Yeah.
in the sun, drink in the red, white, and blue, and
Oh yeah,
the sound and the atmosphere of
absolutely.
the greatest
I
spectacle in
tweeted
racing.
I tweeted at Zach Brown the other day. He didn't reply, but we'll see. I'll see if I can sneak into the whole pit area and snag a picture and some hang out down there. We'll see.
Zach Brown going
We'll
to be
see it.
missing Monaco, man. That is, I mean, to be
I,
honest, it looks like McLarens aren't necessarily suited for Monaco, but we'll
I
see.
think it's what they're starting 2 and 4. I think.
Yeah, 2 and 4, but it does seem like the McLaren is not as well suited for this track. I think quali, especially today, was a bit of a mixed bag for everybody.
Yeah.
But it's going to be. I think it's going to be an interesting race on Sunday.
We'll see if Ferrari can convert their pole to like a P5, P6 finish. We'll have to go see.
Wow, shots fired. All right, let me see here. Retro. I'm just gonna turn my volume down a little bit and leave you where you're at, and maybe.
There we
I'm
go.
not. I'm not sure if it's like peaking too bad. If anybody in chat could let me know how the sound is. Make sure that we sound okay. Make sure that it doesn't sound too gritty or distorted. I was just noticing that we were getting a little bit of peaky on the mics, but yeah, there's your grid for round 4 at Oschersleben. It's gonna be an interesting one, man. I'm telling you, 19 cars retro in this session.
Good. That's good.
Now with
I'm
this
glad.
kind of, go ahead.
I'm glad to see more cars on track. That's always a welcome sight.
Yeah, and I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, it's a tight track. It's multi-class racing. It's likely we're going to see a little bit of probably attrition from this kind of track. But drivers need to always remember you got 2 fast repairs on offer, and that competition yellow can really pull it back in for you. If anybody can attest to that, you check in with our boy on the ground, Mr. Mark Coyne, because he has managed to snatch some podiums from the competition yellow format. So, and we're gonna be doing a full
Yep.
formation lap for Oschersleben. Let's go ahead and get focused in on the race leader. That is the race info page. I just wanted to get that. Okay, there we go. So can we get... I don't think we can get it to split. I wish we could get the timing tower to split by a class. I think that's one of the only gripes that I have right now. It'd be nice. You can do like class color, but you can't do... you can't actually do grouped layout.
You we'll see. I don't know if you've tried lovely. They have pit wall and stuff like that. It might be able to let you do that.
Hashtag where Chris. Chris is gonna have the night off. He's done his time. He's done his time. He's done what was needed. He rose to the challenge and helped us out, and man, I am super grateful for him.
Let's see, who should we ride with on board? Hop into somebody's car and take a look at turn 1.
I mean, it might not be a bad idea to hop in Ethan's car.
He's all the way in the back, isn't he?
Yep. See how many
Back of
spots
his
he can jump.
class. I mean, not to insult like people's like skill and ability, but I give Ethan maybe 5 laps before he finds himself. Maybe 5. Maybe 6. I think he's gonna have a hard time getting through Ledbetter. We'll see.
Yeah, Ledbetter leading the LMP3 field to the line. Stephen Wallace is going to be leading the GT4 category to the line as they're getting ready to start a race here around Oschersleben. We're getting to the penultimate corner. The safety car is in. And here we go. We're getting ready to go racing, and we are green. Run down into turn 1. Ledbetter's got it figured out. A little bit of bump and grind potentially between Sakame and I believe that was Gian Cardoso. Let's check in with the GT4s as they get the green flag. Headed down into turn number 1. Stephen Wallace out to a hard charging front start. Jared Jones right behind him. GT4 is slotting into turn 1, turn 2. Going through the hotel complex. And we are racing here, folks. Let's get that camera switched over to most exciting. And let's pull up that track map.
This whole section, this portion of the race, Ledbetter needs to stretch his legs and get going.
Yeah.
He's got to take advantage of Ethan being caught up in fights and battles trying to get through. He cannot afford to get hung up on 80.
Yeah, that is going to be tough. He's definitely going to have to get that figured out as quickly as he can. Does look like the 17 and 7 car in GT4 did get shuffled to the back of the order. I believe that is Felipe and Carlos. A lot of action going on right now. We're focused in on this GT4 battle right now because it is heating up between Tommy and is that Jared Jones. Let's ride on board with Tommy Kogan.
So just for your reference,
Yes, sir.
Ethan's up to beat.
Already. That's wild.
Just for your, back of your head.
So Felipe, looks like Felipe and Carlos Guzman got into one another. Ooh, big slide from Tommy Kogan, but he catches it. Keeps it on the
really
black
tight
stuff. And now he's coming under pressure from Gab Chavez. Let's check in with the fastest man in LMP3, Mr. Ethan Hamlet, as he's starting to catch up to Sakame. Now, we've already got 3 cars that are lapped down. Looks like Austin Green is out of the race. Felipe and Carlos lap down, but man, with that competition yellow being a thing, they might end up getting the wave around, be able to get back in the action.
With those, looks like Carlos, Guzman has a little bit of a spin and big hit. Oh, he needs to get that car moved on the final corner of the track.
Carlos back in the pits.
Oh, yeah, looks like he pulled it out. It's good. It's a good choice. That car was completely sideways on the final corner.
So Ethan trying to find his way around Sakame. The tight nature of Oschersleben not making it easy for him when it comes to passing. Let's check in with another fight going on. We still got this three-way battle for P2 in, or P1 actually, in, Stephen Wallace actually dropped back to 13th in the overall. So Jared Jones currently leading the GT4 category, although he's taken a trip off into the Wild Blue yonder there. Gets back on track. Tommy's going to be able to sneak up the inside, as is Gab Chavez, and just like that, Jared Jones finds himself in P3 in the GT4 category. And these guys are stuck together like glue. We got some good GT4 action on track.
That's the best kind of racing I found in racing is GT4s. Tight racing. They're not overly fast. Everybody's equally slow, equally, how do you call it, clumsy with lack of downforce.
Yeah.
And everybody's just trying to push their car as hard as they can without exceeding that limit.
So GT4 action heating up. Let's go ahead and hit over to the most exciting camera. Let's get some different TV shots and see what the auto camera will find for us. Jaden Ledbetter still in the lead right now. 4/10 between Trevor Jackson, 3/10 between Trevor Jackson and Ethan Hamlet. And Gian Cardoso currently 3 seconds back in LMP3 category. Joseph German crashed. Let's see if we can go to the replay and find out what happened there. Go find my replay camera. Yeah, we got it. All right, let's go see what happened to Joseph.
There goes Ethan.
Oh, loses it a little bit. And then dealing with a little bit of the slide before he goes in, trying to do Formula Drift in one of the carousels, and just rolls it off track. Manages to keep it from the tire barrier and staying out of the way of the LMP3 traffic as it goes back to green flag conditions.
Yep. He rotated to the right because as soon as he started moving, I was like, please don't rotate left. There's two cars coming. He's seen them coming, rotated. Looks like we got a fight for P1 here in the LMP3s again.
Yep, fight for P1 and LMP3. That's exactly what we want to see. Ethan Hamlet right now harassing Jaden Ledbetter. Although Ethan taking a trip into the grass, it's going to pull Sakame back into the mix. He's going to have to get ready to line up defensive as they get ready to go into the second carousel.
And the best part of having like a full healthy grid, traffic.
Oh yeah.
Just having traffic.
Oh, and right at the S's too. Oh, this is so tricky. This is so, and the LMP3 drivers have to find their way around the GT4s. Like that's how it works. GT4s need to be predictable. LMP3s got to find their way around it. And Jaden Ledbetter now has got Ethan Hamlet all in his rearview mirrors as he's getting ready to catch up to Jared Jones, who has dropped to, is that 6th in GT4. Oh, Jaden has a moment. Both these guys are going to dive. Oh man, I'm going to try and say that. I know. I think that is that Kyo? Wow, I can't pronounce that at all. I'm so sorry. Let me get that pulled up because I actually don't have my reading glasses on. Let me put those on. Is that KORPL Mores? Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining us as we're in round 4 of the Sports Car Series here at Oschersleben. This is Track Limits Racing. Be sure and check us out on SimGrid, !SimGrid, and !Discord if you want to join the chat.
Ooh.
Oh, man, this is really starting to get mixed up into the chicane.
It is great.
Yeah,
Lovely.
Yeah, this is really starting to spice up quite nicely. And Jason Dady getting out of the way of the front runners as Gab Chavez and Tom Kogan going at it. Some of the LMP3 traffic trying to filter through the GT4s through the final corner. I believe that was Gian Cardoso. And now the race leader, Jaden Ledbetter, getting around some of the GT4 traffic. These carousels between these two classes is making some seriously magical moments in terms of stressing these drivers out and making it exciting for the folks at home. Retro, in the LMP3, what would you be thinking right now?
Patience. Just patience. Yeah. It's a long race. Only 14 minutes into it. Still got the yellow to come up. Still have pit stops to come through. If you get into a position where you have a GT4 and it's going to compromise your exit and you have to give up a position, give the position up. Just play the long game. That would be my brain right now. Of course, between the brain and the heart, there's a very big disconnect. The heart just wants to keep going, you know?
Yep. What I tend to think about with the brain and the heart is that they are separated by some distance, and they it takes some time for them to come to an agreement. It looks like Gian's trying to navigate through the GT4 leaders right now. And Gabe Chavez doing an excellent job taking the wide exit in the penultimate corner, staying out in front of Tommy Kogan. But Tommy Kogan in the 55 is not easy one. He's not an easy one to shake at all. Stephen Wallace actually catching up to Kirill in the 92. So we got, right now GT4 is kind of where the fight's at. In LMP3, we've got the field spreading out a little bit to the tune of about 3 seconds between the top three. But we've got two different fights in GT4 that are less than a half second apart. Oh, a little bit of a lockup from, I believe that's Finicini. Joseph German is done with the race. He says that car setup is undrivable.
No.
That is unfortunate, Joseph.
That is very unfortunate.
It's a tough track. It doesn't get a lot of use in iRacing leagues. So it's like, it's one that people aren't necessarily familiar with. The thing that is interesting, oh man, we missed the lead here. Ethan Hamlet taking the lead. Jaden Ledbetter now 3 seconds back. Did Jaden have a moment? Let's go take a look and see. Yeah, Jaden Ledbetter having a moment. Let's see what happened when the race leader lost it all. Just goes into the grass. Although he catches it, and that's not really a big deal. In fact, that's probably not even when he lost it. Oh, it's right here. This is where it happened. Oh, he gets boxed in, and then he's off track, and he's on track, and Ethan Hamlet takes the inside line and just makes it stick. Now all Ethan's got to do is navigate some GT4 traffic and start to drive off from Jaden Ledbetter.
Yep. He's just putting that thing on warp speed and calling it a day.
Yep, calling it a day. Traveling through space and time, Mr. Ethan Hamlet.
It'd be like 5 or 6 laps. I think it took like 8, maybe.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Ooh, Jaden Ledbetter crashes. P2 in LMP3.
Yeah.
What happens here? Into the chicane. Oh, just the brakes catch, and he's wobbling, and then he just loops it. Manages to keep it out of the wall, but on the inside corner. Okay, so he gets it straight. Oh, he's still Austin Powersing because other cars are coming, and he's back to racing. Oschersleben just catching people out right now. Mark Coyne.
Here we go.
In the mix with Kirill and Stephen Wallace, and there's Jared Jones in the background.
Oh, that's big air from that BMW.
Yeah, that BMW did hop, skip, and jump all at once, it seems. So let's see. Mark Coyne's going to have to probably get on the defensive from Jared Jones in the McLaren as they get ready to go into hotel on the brakes before they hit this carousel right-hander. Kirill taking the wide line, late apex. That kind of line works around here, but my word, when people come out of a pit exit, is that going to be hairy?
Woo. Start doing that sweeping line, and all of a sudden, somebody just sticks a nose in, and there you go.
Yeah, and the thing is that so you got someone who can stick a nose in on the inside, but then you've also got the pit exit right there, and the Armco runs a good ways up before you get to the blue cone, and you could just have a surprise car appear on the outside as you're getting ready to take that wide line, that double apex line. So Jaden Ledbetter's got a recovery on his hands. Trevor Jackson currently 3.2 seconds ahead of him. But Jaden's still got pace in the car. 20.303 last lap. What did Sakame have? Sakame, Trevor Jackson had a 20.77. So 4/10, almost 5/10 advantage to Jaden Ledbetter. Kirill is blinking. That's going to be disconcerting for Mark Coyne as he's trying to find a way around. Jumping back to the battle for the lead in GT4, Tommy Kogan in the 55. Still trying to chase down Gabe Chavez, who is in the number. He is in the 880. Almost said the number 8, but he's in the 880 AMG, and Gabe has showed up. Like he was here for practice. He was putting in some decent times, but I don't know if Tommy was ready for a fight like this in GT4.
Yeah, last lap they were pretty close. Looks like Gabe has slowly been building a little bit of a gap there. In the last lap, I mean, Tommy was on his bumper. I think Gabe got to hurry up and just decided to spend a little bit more tires. Get himself a little bit of a breathing room. I feel like it looks like Mark Coyne letting McLaren through. It's like
oh, that's interesting. I was expecting to see him try to hold him off for another 13 minutes, maybe get to that competition yellow.
Yeah, he pulled stage right and just let the car through. Maybe just letting somebody else have a shot at who's that? Kirill?
Yeah.
Let somebody else take a shot at it. Maybe do some mistakes and get a position out of it. Like last lap, Jones had a pretty big advantage on lap time on both of these cars. So I expect that Kirill to be behind Jared Jones here in a little bit.
Yeah, this is a really close fight for them. Let's switch back over to Mark Coyne here. Let's get some onboard from the AMG.
And you have Kirill dropping into the pits.
So Kirill going into the pits early, maybe for some damage, maybe getting that fast repair.
He does have some damage, but yeah, that's pretty early. Let's considering maybe he's trying to get ahead of this comp yellow and not have to pit then.
Stephen Wallace recovering back up to third place after dropping down to as low as, I think, sixth. Both Stephen and Jared Jones having a bit of a spicy race here at Oschersleben.
So Carroll's dropping down to 8th. He's still in the pits. Looks like he's taking tires. Looks like he's taking a full stop.
Looks like I am still getting a little bit of stuttering. I'm gonna doing some alt-tab tricks to see if I can try and minimize that as much as for everyone at home.
Now,
if you see any
is that
stuttering, go ahead.
Nope. Everything looks fine to me.
Yeah, well, it also could be my phone. Like I'm using my phone as a
Oh yeah.
kind of an alternative monitor.
Yeah. And mine hates Twitch. If I don't have it on Wi-Fi, the audio doesn't sync up right. It just hates it. So are we seeing some strategy play here?
It's possible.
Hero with a full stop, damage repairs, tires. Not really losing a lap to the cars ahead.
Oh,
big hit.
That is a big hit. Who was that? That was Gene and Joseph Kronk. Let's see what happened there.
Yeah.
Gene on approach, Joseph Kronk ahead as they get ready to go into hotel. On the brakes, maybe Gene just missed the braking point, or Joseph broke early. Whatever happened.
It looks like.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened at all there for Kronk, but he got rocked. Joseph Kronk into the pits. He had rear wing damage. I'm not shocked by that at all. Jumping back into the fight. Go ahead.
That was definitely weird. Yeah, it looks like Joseph just brakes hard, brakes early. Yeah, I don't know if it was a failure of some kind or something happened, but he decelerates very quickly, very hard.
That's unfortunate for Joseph.
Yeah, I don't think Gian was expecting him to just slam on the brakes like that.
I'm still in the replay, so we're going to switch back to live and check in Ethan Hamlin right now, navigating through some GT4 traffic. He's got Kirill in front of him. Currently 21.5 seconds.
Looks like somebody else is done.
Oh, Jason seemed to have some technical difficulties with the steering wheel, and he's out of the race in the 95 Porsche. That's a shame to see.
That's a shame.
Made 17 laps, getting some good quality seat time, though, in the Porsche, so keep up the good work there, Jason. Ethan Hamlin right now just driving off into the sunset, 20.4 seconds ahead of Jaden Ledbetter. Jaden Ledbetter moving back up through the LMP3 field with relative ease. Check in with Trevor Jackson, who's trying to keep Jaden honest. Currently 1.3. Kirill off in the weeds there. Hopefully he can... Oh, he might be going back to the pits.
We starting to see some go
ahead.
Some early stops.
Early stops are starting to pop in. Yep.
I think they're trying to get ahead of that yellow and take the track position when that happens.
That might be what's going on here. But we got Anthony Newman, newcomer in the Porsche Cayman, number 17, chasing down Mark Coyne. Mark goes a little bit deep in hotel, and he's going to have to try and leave some space, and is going to lose the position to Mr. Newman.
Porsche livery right there.
Switching back over to most exciting here for a brief moment. 18 laps in, 24 minutes of this 90-minute race has elapsed. We are at round 4 of the Sports Car Series brought to you by Track Limits Racing. We're at Oschersleben. GT4, LMP3 classes on track at the same time. Ethan Hamlet right now. Fastest lap is a 19.131. That seems quick.
Kid's moving.
That seems awfully quick.
Got places to be, things to do.
People to see. That is going to be interesting. Back on board with Mark Coyne as, switching to Trevor Jackson because he's trying to find his way around Tommy Kogan. So Kogan currently in lead. Gabe Chavez in second. Looks like they must have swapped places at some point on track. 5 seconds between Tommy and Gabe. There was a car in front of the 3 and it disappeared. Did I miss something? We got a car potentially stopped in the chicane. The 92. Looks like it got moving, although awfully slow.
Yeah, he had a moment.
Oh, that's Kirill. Yeah, Kirill's having a rough race.
Yeah, he had a big slide, snap backed on him, and just straight into the wall.
Jared Jones getting out of the way of Finicini as they go through the chicane.
Oh, that is unfortunate for Karen.
Yeah, that looks like he's also
straight.
Go ahead.
Oh, he had a spin, straightened it out, and immediately spun again on the next corner.
Yeah, I got to the Shell S and then just looks like he lost it again.
Sometimes it's frustrating to get spinned and to crash, and then that just leads somebody to just push a little bit too hard on hot tires and immediately causes another issue.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, the gap's spreading out pretty good. It's going to be we're at the 30-minute mark.
For the folks at home, if sound levels are good, if picture quality's good, if everything's good, just let me know in chat. Trying to make sure that the new ISP setup is going to work out.
So Ethan started from the back. He has built up a 22-second lead.
Yeah, he's moving
22
through space and time. This man is flying. So we are kind of in a place now where the field is kind of spread out. We've got some decent sized intervals here. Like greater than 2 seconds in GT4. We've got some intervals. Closest is about 9 seconds, I think, in LMP3. So it's going to be competition yellow that's going to kind of give us a bit of a reset here in a few minutes.
You called it. I mean, you said attrition was going to play a part.
Yeah.
You're down 2 P3s. You're down 2 GT4s. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
But there are some guys out there hurting right now. Looks like Carroll is having an issue getting the car back into the pits. Oh, had a big hit on the tire barrier on the inside.
That's unfortunate for Kirill. Finicini moving through GT4 traffic. He's got Tommy Kogan, who's leading the GT4 category.
In my own unbiased opinion, is probably the best looking LMP3 on track right now.
Very unbiased.
Absolutely unbiased.
Very unbiased. Team owner likes livery on his car. Shocking.
Let's see
GN
who's,
Cardoso currently in 5th in LMP3s, navigating through the GT4 traffic, gets around Gabe Chavez. And Ethan Hamlin doing kind of the same thing right now, getting in front of Mark Coyne. And currently on the approach to catching Jared Jones, who's in 4th in GT4. So Jared's got a little bit of an uphill climb if he's going to catch up to Stephen Wallace. Ooh, Devin Strouch in the 585, getting a little squirmy on the exit of hotel there. And there it is. Yep.
Whoop, there it is.
Let's focus in on Ethan Hamlin now, race leader. Wait to find him when he catches up to the safety car, but we are in competition yellow format, so the pit lane is going to be closed for a period while the field gets stacked up. And I'm pretty sure the GT4s are going to get the wave around. But that's where we're at right now. Competition yellow at 30 minutes on the dot. Given the spread out of the field, I wonder how many minutes it's going to take for the field to get kind of bunched back up behind the safety car. It's going to be interesting. So,
Still seeing the safety car sitting comfortably in the pits. It's interesting what it's doing. Kind of hanging out. It is a Ford, so they're probably trying to jump start it. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, he's going to move out in front of the
leader.
The leader, Ethan Hamlin, who did not qualify, and currently sitting on a 22nd lead. Now that's gonna close down a little bit as he gets behind the Mustang. 50 minutes of damage. That is unfortunate. Very sorry to hear that, sir.
He must have used quick repairs already.
So I'll be curious to see how the wave rounds work out. If I can see that in the message events.
Yeah, so you have Jared Jones sitting P4, but he's caught behind the leader and the pace car.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
I'm thinking they're going to have to flag Jared and Mark and Newman, Philippe, and Carlos for sure to get them back behind.
there they go.
Interesting. Oh, they already get the call out.
Yep, it's calling out Philip, Carlos. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, they're doing Philip and Carlos to get them stacked behind the.
You got about
GT4.
10 wave rounds that just went out.
Yeah. Pace car is giving the GT4 field a little bit of static there, holding the outside line.
It is the most terrifying thing to think that you can hit the pace car before you realize you can ghost through it. It has definitely scared me a couple times on ovals. All of a sudden, it just drives right through you. You're like screaming.
Looks like they're already opening up the pits for LMP3 traffic. Ethan's filtering in now.
That's a way to do it.
Yeah, trigger the wave rounds and then just open the pits. That seems reasonable. So with that, let's take a look and see who's going to come around. Is anybody...
Philip and Carlos are taking the pit lane. It looks like the LMP3 field is all taking the pit lane.
Devin, in the meantime, still looping around to catch the safety car.
Looks like you got a request in chat.
Jason, we're gonna stick with the broadcast team that we've got for this race, but thanks for asking. I mean, glad to hang out with you in chat, like during practices or after the race or stuff like that, but we're gonna keep it on the broadcast team for now. But in the meantime, Devin, not quite. Is he going to go into the pits or not? I think he's going to stay out. Okay, he's staying out.
Cool. There you go.
Somebody take
some plays for track position.
Yeah. It's going to put him really not in front of anybody right now. He's still going to be catching back up to the back of Trevor Jackson. You got leapfrogged by Fennicini in the pits. 35 minutes. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say Gian's back into a podium position.
Yep. We got track limits 1, 2, and 3 in LMP3. So 35 minutes, almost 36 minutes off the clock, and we are still in the competition yellow period. Let's take a look and see who is on the outlaps. So after the pit stop, Kogan in the lead still. We've got Gabe Chavez and Steven Wallace are your podium runners. Jared Jones still in the box, as is Anthony Newman and Mark Coyne. Still waiting to see what they're doing. They are actually in the box for quite a bit of time.
That sounds like damage repairs and saving those fast repairs.
Maybe, but man, this is big. Okay, so there goes Newman. So Newman's rolling. And there's Jared, and looks like Mark Coyne's getting a slow roll. Nope, Mark Coyne's not even rolling yet. Mark Coyne's at a minute 32, still stationary, as the pace car's coming back around. He might get stuck in the field, and that would be unfortunate for Mark. Anthony Newman, they're gonna have to haul it to get back to the pace car.
Must be the fastest yellow laps.
Fastest yellow laps. Yep. Flat out. Oh man, he's in the pits for 2 minutes, man. That is gonna hurt for Mark Coyne. That is gonna be a painful pit stop. Looks like Kogan's already caught back up to the LMP3 field. Right now, I see a privateer. Oh, that's Devin. He's trying to get back around to Trevor. Now, Mark Coyne just now coming out of the pit exit behind Philippe. Let's take a look now. And suddenly I'm scenic. Like I can't get any. There we go. It switched me to the scenic camera for a brief period of time. Not sure why. So. Okay. So where did Mark Coyne cycle out relative to the field?
Let me take
He's behind Philippe. Is he getting a wave around? I think he might be getting a wave around.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yeah, there is a wave around for him.
Okay, good. Good. All right.
So we'll put another yellow hot lap.
Yep, another yellow hot lap, but that I think that's good. I think that's going to put him back in the possibility for fighting alongside Newman. So I think that's good. All right, back to the leader, Mr. Ethan Hamlet right now, sitting on an 18.631 before his pit stop. Retro.
That's about what? That's about a second faster than Ledbetter's pole time
Yeah,
in
yeah,
race trim.
in race trim. Yeah. Mhm, mhm.
So we're gonna have to have a Ethan Bop. Just
I don't know.
ballast
I don't
him.
know how you. Yeah, just ballast him. And by ballast him, I mean just like tell him he has to carry like at least 2 or 3 pit crew in the
Yeah.
cabin with him at all times.
Just get a couple cement bags and just throw it in the passenger seat.
This is crazy. So we are at 39, almost 40 minutes into competition yellow, and the field is starting to stack back up. I believe this will probably be the last one before we go green. So I think it's on the people that have gotten the wave around to hustle, hustle, hustle to catch back up.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the folks that are already back up on the safety car, they're getting a little bit of opportunity to maybe do some fuel saving, which could be critical as we're going to have, what is that going to be, 50 minutes left in racing action, less than 50 minutes when we get ready to go with the green flag.
There's definitely some jostling before car 13 and what car is this? It's another AMG.
Carlos
Um,
Guzman.
oh yeah, on their yellow, trying to catch up to
To the pack.
the rest of the field. Their Guzman is definitely putting on the pressure of we need to go now.
So just taking a quick peek at Mark Coyne, who's going back into the pits.
Oh,
Is that smoke coming off his car?
it looks like there's something there.
It looks like something's wrong. But Philippe and Carlos now getting ready to go into the first curve. Mark Coyne, man, that is not a good sign. Oh no.
Damn.
That is
Yep.
that is an off track. And Philippe's going to have to keep pushing to get back up to the field. They're just now getting ready. You can see them in the background there as they're getting ready to go to the Shell S's.
Yep. He's got to tell the stewards to open up that middle part of the track, so they could have just cut over. But I think Mark Coyne's back on the road. That it's definitely weird. I didn't see anything on his yellow laps that would indicate something wrong with the car, unless it was an early downshift maybe over the curbs.
I'm just gonna tell Mark. He's like, Mark, you gotta tell me how you're doing in the non like competition yellow formats, because you seem to be cursed when it comes to competition yellows. And now let's switch back over. We got green flag conditions are ready. We are back to racing with the LMP3s as they come across the line. Ethan Hamlet starting us off as we get ready to go into turn 1 again. In the hotel, does look like maybe Fennicini had to brake a little bit deep on mid-corner. Yep, he's off in the grass. GT4 cars are going to start flowing around him right now. Tommy Kogan in the background. Also looks like Gabe Chavez, Stephen Wallace getting ready to fight it out as they go into Sector 2. Let's ride on board from Stephen Wallace's perspective.
He's right on that AMG, just putting the pressure and letting him know he's in there. Just showing him the nose, the car, like, hey, I'm here. Going through a carousel. And
listen to that smooth application of throttle as they get ready to go in. Oh, man. So Gabe had to slow down a little bit. Maybe got a little bit loose, getting ready to go into the chicane there. Caught Steven off guard.
Yep.
Another battle that's really hot right now. Let's go check in on it. It is Gian Cardoso and Trevor Jackson. They've done the switcheroo in the penultimate and final corner.
Gian's taking that defensive line, covering up the inside.
Yep. And into hotel they go, and it looks like Gian's going to hang on to it. Although Sakame Little,
Oh, big,
there's the wiggle.
big
Oh,
wiggle.
is
Nope,
that
there it
in the
goes.
wall? Oh, but that's a light tap. He could probably get that
Little
back
nudge.
on track quickly. If he doesn't have suspension damage, yeah, he's able to spin it, and he's back into it. Broadcaster's curse for Sakame. I'm very sorry about that. Fennicini's going to slide through some GT4s, and Trevor Jackson's going to have a bit of a recovery on his hands.
Looks like Fenn took another trip to the grass out there. He's back on track. I don't know. Maybe he's not liking the job the lawn guy did on the track. He's out there just
Maybe.
checking.
Let's do a quick check-in with everybody at chat. We got 16 people hanging out with us, watching the show. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Oh, Trevor Jackson off track again in the 36 car. Hopefully that's not the end of the race for Sakame. Looks like he's reorienting it to get back on track. But thank you all so much for being part of the show for round 4 of Track Limits Racing Presents the Sports Car Series. We're at Oschersleben, and the GT4 racing is heating up. As looks like Gabe got dumped to the back of the GT4 field. Not to the back, towards the middle. Oh, and there goes Newman into the wall. That's a shot.
Big hit.
That was a big hit. Let's take a look and see what happened there.
Those Caymans like getting abused, but when they fight back hard.
Let's take a look. Oh, he just touches. Did he just touch the outside grass and get a little loose? But man, that was a shot. Fennicini moving through the GT4 traffic. Gabe Chavez, Jared Jones, Stephen Wallace.
Fight for podium positions right there. You got 2 and 3 up for grabs.
Yep.
0.6, that's not too much. See, Wallace and Jones had similar lap times, only separated by less than 0.050.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's pretty big.
Then you have Gabe just applying pressure now.
Indeed.
There's one thing. I am not a very big fan of those AMGs, but they look so stable.
And then you broadcast your curse, Gabe, and he has a bit
and then
of
he
a
just
butt
wiggles.
wiggle.
Immediate
wiggle. Jared Jones getting the flash from Gabe. Gabe in the 880 trying to get him out of the way. We are 47 minutes, 10 seconds into a 90-minute battle, so more than half of the race is over. Here at Oschersleben, we've got 5 retirements, 3 in GT4, 2 in LMP3. Attrition has been high here at Oschersleben, but I think it's pretty good racing action. What do you think so far, Retro?
I think it's been pretty good. It definitely kept it interesting. First 15 minutes or so of the race, and yeah, it's been curious. I think the action's in the GT4 field by a long shot.
The GT4 field seems to be doing
big
work.
jump. It's like Jared Jones had a moment, just got some air, and then Gabe Chavez probably had his eyes got really big and got on the throttle and ended up finding a little bit of grass. Of course, all of this, it's great for Stephen Wallace because he's just running away.
You see that drift from Gabe?
Yeah.
Penultimate corner.
Oh, yeah.
He caught it, though.
He did.
He gets to live
Yeah,
another day.
I will not talk about your car being stable anymore, sir. Because somebody heard that and just threw some oil for his car to run over.
It's pretty crazy. Jumping in to let's switch it over to the auto cam for a bit. Anthony Newman, after taking that shot to the front of the car, currently running in 5th in GT4 category. He's got, what is that, 6 seconds between him and Gabe Chavez?
Just about. Good on him for keeping it on track. You know? That was a big hit. It's easy to get frustrated and just dump the car. Good on him. Just keep that car on the track.
Yeah, just keep on moving. Keep on moving. Looking right now, Gian Cardoso moving through GT4 traffic, sitting in 3rd with a 21-second lead. Ethan Hamlet had to get evasive with the GT4s as he was getting ready to go through the 2nd carousel before he gets to the chicane in the back straight here at Oschersleben. Right now, lapping at a 19.0.
Still faster than Cole.
Like that is
yeah. It's definitely we're gonna petition the hashtag just ballast.
Yeah. Ban the Ethan diffuser.
Yeah, 200-300 pounds extra, something like that. Whatever that comes out to kilograms.
Make him race in the Radical. So Kogan in the lead of GT4 in the 55 Aston Martin. Kogan, I wonder if Kogan was sweating any going into this race, but it seems like from a consistency and like pace delivery perspective, it seems like Kogan's had the answers for everyone on track. Took him a while to get to the front of the field, but since he's been at the front, he hasn't really let go. So Kogan right now, it's like he's 1.2 up on Wallace. Wallace does have about 4/10 on him in terms of lap time pace.
My PC just decided to ask me if I wanted to upgrade to Windows 11.
I mean,
my whole screen just went white.
As one does.
It's like, hey.
They just want you to know. They're just giving you options, man. That's what they're doing. They're just giving you options. It's all about. It's about hooking people up with them options.
It's like all the fights have slowly settled down once again.
Yeah, everything does seem to be settling down. Field is spread out a little bit. Closest fight right now is between Stephen Wallace and Tommy Kogan. So let's jump on board with that right now.
Yeah, he's a 0.4. Something must have happened. I mean, that gap was significantly larger.
I mean, he was lapping 4/10 a lap faster than Tommy for a while. So, I mean, let's go take a look. What is the?
You're doing math. Math and me are not friends, okay?
Yeah, let's go look at that. Let's go look at that time delta. I mean, look at that. Like he's just been slicing time.
Okay.
Out of Kogan this whole time. I mean, it was he wasn't that far off the pace of Kogan at lap 26, but since lap 27, he's just been shaving time. To get back into under, what is it now? Under 0.6 a second.
Yep. I got about 0.5.
Yeah, I mean he's right there with Kogan.
So this is where you have to get tactical, right? You have to figure out where placing your car. You have the pace. Your advantage is there. You just have to figure out where it is that you want his car to be at, so you can position your car. And with all the traffic coming through, I mean, facilitate an overtake and force Tommy into a bad position on track.
So it does look like we've got an LMP3 in the pits. Devin Strouch pitting from 6th. Trevor Jackson in the pits as well.
And I wonder if those are scheduled stops.
Yeah, they might be going in early, get themselves set up for the end of the race. Remember, LMP3 is running on 68% fuel. GT4 is running on 60%. Ethan Hamlet is trying to navigate through the GT4 field while Kogan and Wallace are racing for the lead of GT4.
Yeah, it looks like Wallace just stepped to the side and let Ethan through and put himself in a bad spot. Slowly catching that back up, but definitely cost him some time.
Trevor Jackson in the pits, losing ground now to some of the GT4 cars. Hopefully that's not the end of the race for Sakame. He's had a rough race here around Oschersleben, but for the folks at home, like, you want to watch somebody who does a lot of sim racing in iRacing, ACC. He's been doing a lot of Le Mans Ultimate. Go check out Sakame on twitch.tv. Trevor Jackson is a good dude. Known him for a long time. The two-time 949 GT Sprint Series champion.
So Sakame had a moment coming out of the last corner. Spun the car around, smacked the wall pretty good, and then he just towed.
Yeah, he's probably just getting the repairs, get back out on track.
See, this fight is back on with Stephen Wallace and Kogan.
Yeah, this is the fight to watch right now.
Yep,
Six, almost 7 seconds between Hamlet and Jaden. LMP3 field is pretty stretched out at this point, and GT4 a little bit closer, a little bit more to play for there, but it's really down to this battle between Tommy and Steven for who's going to take the top step in GT4. The Gabe Chavez does find his way around Jared Jones to get third step on the podium in GT4. More LMP3 traffic moving through the GT4 field. We're closing in on the 1 hour mark here at Oschersleben. Again, I want to thank everybody for being a part of the show here at Track Limits Racing. It's been a really good show. I'm really glad the ISP's been holding strong. Looks like the stream has been operating quite well.
Commentator curse and stuff.
Oh, for me, yeah, I ain't gonna worry about the commentator's curse. Either the internet's gonna work or it ain't.
All right.
But yeah, I'm just really glad that it's been a good show so far. 13 viewers in chat still hanging with us as we close down into the final 30 minutes of this race. This GT4 battle between Stephen Wallace, Tommy Kogan is the place to be.
Let me ask you.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you, when do you find, you got about 30 minutes, give or take, when do you apply the pressure? When it's go time for you?
For Wallace, so Wallace has got some pretty strong pace relative to Tommy Kogan. There is going to be another pit stop for these guys. If I'm Tommy, I'm actually thinking mostly, can I basically get to a phase where I can hold him off to a point where I take my pit stop and then get out of his way, and just try and see if you can hold the undercut to the end of the race. If I'm Steven, though, I'm trying to pressure Tommy into a mistake from the jump. It'd be great to clear him. Oschersleben is tight. It does seem like it is pretty tricky for him to get around, even though, like, if I'm looking here, like, relative pace, last lap from Wallace was a 30.08. Kogan was a 30.20. So there is still a pace advantage for Wallace. I think Wallace is just going to have to apply the pressure, like, immediately. He's got to try and force this mistake now, and then try and take advantage of it and start to put some distance, because if Tommy holds him until the point where he gets the undercut, that's going to be tough to recover from, I think.
Okay. All right. Depending on the estimated fuel time, I'd take my pit stop now if I was Steven.
Yeah, I mean, the thing there to figure out is, like, what is the 60% on fuel going to be? Yeah. I think it's going to be more than 30 minutes. I mean, it's going to get you more than 30 minutes because, I mean, we drive for 30 minutes just to get to the competition yellow. So I think at the 30-minute mark, if I'm Tommy, I'm going into the pits.
I think it's Steven as soon as he is in the window, he's got to drop in.
Yeah.
You either take anyone on strategy. Looks like, oh, he's really on him. Gonna
Yeah,
force
this
him
is going to
out.
get spicy here into hotel. Oh, a little bit of touching.
Little nudge.
Little nudge. Nothing wrong there, but that's going to force Steven wide. But that's kind of the line
there you
that the
go.
GT4s have been taking. Is he going to be giving the old switcheroo on exit? Not really. So,
that's the kind of racing that I like.
yeah, just a little
Elbows
bit of
out.
yeah, little elbows out, never hurt no one.
You know, little elbows out and still respectful. Nobody was overly over the top with their attack or defense. It was, hey, I'm here and I'm coming.
The autoplay camera is loving this fight, not really even giving us an opportunity to take a look at another battle on track, but this is really where the closest action is. Next closest fight right now is to the tune of 6 seconds, almost 7 seconds between Gabe Chavez and Stephen Wallace. Now, here's the thing, though. These guys are fighting pretty hard right now. Gabe Chavez is not really that much slower than Stephen Wallace right now, and he is lapping 0.2 faster than Tommy. So I could see this bringing Gabe Chavez into the fight and having a three-way battle if things keep up at this rate.
Yeah, still going for another go-around.
Yeah, I think they seriously need to start figuring out when they're going to pull the trigger on the pit stop. In this format, GT4 take tires.
If they took tires in the first stop, I would say no.
That makes sense.
If they did not take tires, you might have to bite the bullet.
Yeah,
but if I was either of their race engineers, I would definitely call them in immediately. The longer this fight goes on, the more it's going to benefit Kogan.
Yeah, more it's going to benefit Kogan, and to be honest, more it's going to benefit Chavez. The 880 is 6.8 back. He's not out of this by a stretch. So it's going to be interesting. Taking a look at the LMP3 field real quick. 8.9 seconds between Ethan Hamlet and Jaden Ledbetter after the competition yellow.
I wonder if you just put that thing on overdrive and then just cruise control, call it a day, and not push so hard. Because he had that gap up to 22 seconds in less than 30 minutes.
Oh, man, this is really interesting now between him. Less than
spicy.
0.2. Yep, and they are still taking another lap around. Kind of curious when somebody's going to pull the trigger on the pit stop. And this is where we were seeing a little bit of door banging earlier, getting ready to go into hotel.
See if some learning occurred. Oh,
Under braking.
Really going to outbrake him?
No, he's not going to outbrake him. He's gonna stay behind him. Maybe he wanted to set him up, make him think he was going to try and get it on the entry, but maybe he tries to get it on the exit.
Kogan held that line exactly where he needed to.
Yeah, made that Aston Martin as wide as he could manage to stretch it. So we are inside the last half hour of this 90-minute race. 1 hour, 2 minutes, 36 seconds have elapsed on the clock. The GT4 fight is where the action is. Tommy Kogan in the 55 is trying to hold off Stephen Wallace. Let's actually get some on board with Stephen. Here, actually, let's get the nose cam. I like that. Let you know, that's what 2/10 looks like. Oh, man, he is right there when they get ready to go in this quick, or this medium speed chicane.
Under braking.
Yeah, the Shell chicane does seem like Wallace wants to go in a little bit hotter than Tommy's.
Going around again.
Yep, here we go. One more time.
Somebody needs to phone the race engineer right now and tell them to pull Steven in right now.
Yeah, I think this is working. That gap, by the way, of 8.6 Chavez to Wallace.
Yeah.
Yeah, now 5.5 seconds.
Going on the inside.
Oh,
Ooh, LMP3 on the outside.
something. Oh, wow.
Forcing it. Oh, there it
Little,
is. You
yep.
gonna hold it?
Is he going to hold it?
Go side by
He's
side.
trying to squeeze him. These GT4s are not super sensitive to contact. Stephen Wallace does look
There
like
it
he
is.
is going to take the spot as they get ready to go on entry into the carousel. Gian Cardoso in the pit lane with an hour and 4 on the clock.
That was a very well fought battle right there.
That was. Now, if I'm Steven, you got it. Like, you spent your time having this fight. That you need to use it wisely and start putting some distance between you and Gabe Chavez, because if Gabe ends up catching Kogan and he is lapping at a faster rate, you could be the next one on the chopping block.
So now the roles reversed, right? So Kogan is the one that needs to pit.
Kogan is the one that needs to pit, or if I'm Chavez, I'd be looking at pit stop, maybe to try and generate an undercut on Kogan. Kogan, though, I mean, this guy's no slouch. He's got, I think, 2 race wins in GT4 for us already. So the 55 is definitely like race winning pedigree. Let's see what he can do. Because if he can stick to Steven,
bigger.
Yeah, it's not getting bigger.
Still holding at 0.3. All right, how much pressure can Steven hold up to?
Want to do a real quick check. Mark Coyne, a lap down relative to the GT4 leaders. I think
That gap, you were calling it with Gabe,
yeah.
It's down to 4.5.
Yeah. No. Gabe is like a freight train right now, and he's catching. It's just whether or not he's going to have enough time to catch him before the pit stops start triggering for GT4 or not. It's going to be interesting.
Think they can get to the end with fuel saving?
I mean, it'd be interesting.
I didn't do any field testing on this, but
yeah, it'd be interesting to find out. It'll be interesting to find out. So for the folks at home,
just put in another fastest lap.
Oh yeah. 18.623. I mean, why not? Right? Why not? Why not? If you can, why not? For the folks at home, we are laser focused in on this battle right now in GT4 because it is easily the closest fight on track. Although we are getting a look here from the 17. I believe that is I'm looking right now. Why do I not see? Oh, I see. For whatever reason, the timing tower doesn't show Anthony's first name. It just shows Newman on the track. Sakame was navigating through some GT4 traffic to get around. Now Stephen Wallace again in the lead of this race, starting to pull away from Tommy Kogan, but Gabe Chavez is going to be knocking on Kogan's rear window here in a minute. Jared Jones,
he can see them too.
Yeah, he can see him. He's closing. It's real. Jaden Ledbetter moving through some GT4 traffic as he gets ready to go into hotel. So yeah, we are in the closing stages of this race. GT4 still has a lot to play for. I think a mistake could see an upset in the top 3. We're gonna wait and see. But yeah,
a little bit. You start lapping, right, and you're all by yourself. You're not fighting anybody. You're just being smart and focusing on your braking points, acceleration points, etc. And then little by little, you just start seeing the car ahead. It's like, oh, I can see him going into the corner. And it's like, oh, I can see him braking into the corner. So little by little, you just see you're gaining and gaining on him. It just makes you focus that much harder. So,
you want to talk about gaining and gaining? Somebody who is struggling early in this event, really struggling, Carlos Guzman now getting his best lap time down to a 30.306. So Carlos is figuring out how that AMG machine works around here at Oschersleben. Might not catch up to Newman before the end of this race, but you love to see that he's starting to figure it out.
I mean, this series, right? It's we're not high-end paid drivers and esports competitors like super crazy, right? So you just learn. It's taking this track and just learn little by little. It's progress, you know.
Indeed. Devin Strouch in the 585, currently 11th in the overall. Somebody else who's learning on track, getting a little more experience. Gian Cardoso going to move around the 39, currently sitting in 3rd in LMP3. We do have a track limits 1, 2, 3 in LMP3. Trevor Jackson, 47 seconds back after that pit stop. Currently sitting in 5th in LMP3. Hour and 10 minutes are off the clock here at round 4. 49 laps have been done, Retro. And Steve Wallace is driving off.
He may be, but that gap for Travels is resting at about 3.2 right now.
Yeah, I think Kogan's going to have himself a little scrap on his hands here at the end.
All it takes is a couple well-placed LMP3s, taking the corners and spending some time through them. It's like sometimes, a lot of times we say that it's a faster car's responsibility to perform a safe overtake. But sometimes as a slower car, you can facilitate that overtake to help them along. As in get out of the way, and help them lose minimal time. So you get an LMP3 in the wrong spot on Kogan, 3 seconds ain't much.
Indeed, and we've seen that. We've seen that with the battle between Jared Jones, Kogan, and Chavez early in this race. Jared Jones lost the lead of the race, lost 2 positions in a row with blue flag traffic in the LMP3 category, navigating through GT4s. So it's real. It's real.
So that last lap, it was a difference of 4 tenths between Kogan and Chavez.
Yeah, Chavez is closing in. The gap is now under 3 seconds.
I need to hit the popcorn. It needs to be ready, and hopefully it's now underneath 2 seconds or 3 seconds. 2.6 I'm tracking right now. So it's coming along. It needs to get there. Come on, give us another fight.
And Trevor Jackson catching up to Gabe Chavez on corner entry into the Shell S Sector 3. That might cut into, Gabe is losing time relative to Kogan with the LMP3s navigating through.
That's painful right there.
Yeah, it's painful. That is so painful. But, I mean, that's multi-class racing, man.
It is. Yeah, traffic gives and traffic takes.
So we've got Oschersleben this week. Let's take a quick peek at stuff. I want to knock some stuff over. Sorry about that. Let's take a peek at SimGrid, ! SimGrid in chat if you are interested at all in being a part of the Track Limits Racing Show. We would love to have you with us. Let's take a peek at upcoming races. So we got Oschersleben in round 4. Okayama, going to be round 5 and a 2-hour race, Retro, at Okayama. I think that's going to be a fun one. We do have Charlotte Roval, and that's going to be the last free track before we go back to Road Atlanta for round 7 and finish out the series finale at Watkins Glen with round 8. So we got some real fun tracks coming up. If you want to be a part of the show, again, ! SimGrid in chat, ! Discord. Come be a part of the action. We'd love to have you. Gian Cardoso holding on to a points-paying position. There's Ethan Hamlin. Is Ethan about to lap Gian? Oh, there goes Kogan. Kogan's in the pits. Is Gabe following? I'm curious.
Not.
Gabe does not follow him, so Gabe is going to take the position on... Yeah, he's going to stay out. Although Gabe's been pretty much unleashed for a while now. So if it's overcut, if the overcut's the answer for Gabe, the conditions were already set for him to give that a shot. It'll be interesting to see how that works out. But Kogan's going to have quite a, I think, an uphill battle on his hands. I believe Jared Jones in the McLaren also in the pits for the final time with an hour and 14 minutes elapsed off the clock. So we're getting close to 15 minutes left in this race. Some GT4s going in for the splash and dash to get it on home.
I was watching Hogan in the pits. It's like 3 seconds, you could lose that in the pits for sure.
Yeah.
Especially if you overfeel.
Yeah, you could lose it in the pits. You could lose it in the pits missing your mark. You could lose it in the pits stopping early on the line. There's a lot of ways you can lose that time. Looks like Newman passed Jared Jones in the pits. Looks like he's going to try and extend. Devin trying to let the M4, I believe that is Philippe, know that he's coming around. I think he's going to have to kind of like get the finger out and just like get with it. Stephen Wallace in the GT4 category leading the field, getting around. So Tommy Kogan, after the pit stop, 35.7 seconds back from Gabe Chavez. Carlos Guzman going in the pits, hopefully for the last time. Ethan Hamlet navigating through traffic, having a bit of a rough battle there. 20.558. Man, how terrible it must be to get held up in front of 120.558 for a slow lap. Tell me how the other half lives.
He's got 15 seconds on Ledbetter. He's not really worried about a whole lot right now.
Ledbetter into the wall on pit entry.
Oh.
That is unfortunate for Ledbetter. I don't know if he can fix that damage, take tires and fuel with the fast repair.
I don't know.
That is unfortunate for Jaden. So Newman out of the pits. He's going to slot in behind Kogan and Jones. Although Anthony Newman just crashed. Let's see if we can see what happened to Anthony. Coming out of the pits. Oh no, is this a pit lane debacle? Or did he just overcook it? I think he just
He just went a little bit into the grass.
Yeah, nothing major. Nothing major at all. Managed to save it. So good on him. Yeah, and he's back out. No real drama. Ethan Hamlin in the pits for the last time. Race leader. Currently sitting on an 18.437 for the fastest lap. That is nuts.
Oh.
Chavez is in the pits. He's coming in behind Fennicini. Hopefully they navigate the pits. Oh man, I wonder if this is holding him up. Fennicini is.
You can see him tapping on the brakes.
Yeah, Fennicini. This is not that right there is an unfortunate circumstance for Chavez because
Yep. Hogan's 20 seconds right now, counting back.
yeah. Oh, but Kogan's off track.
You have 17. I'm gonna count this thing down. You have 15 seconds. You got 10 seconds.
Yeah, he's gonna want to get rolling. Oh, here he goes.
And he's rolling. 5 seconds.
He's rolling. He's rolling. There's Kogan.
It's gonna be tough. Yeah, he's
That is
gonna
going to be tough.
overtake
He's at
him.
the control line. Full beans as they get ready to go in. There goes Kogan.
Oh, that's that. That's right.
That hurts. That really hurts.
Yeah, he's got him back down to 4.4. Not much time to make that time back up. That pit entry definitely cost him a lot of time. He was probably screaming at his wheel.
Yeah, but that's the thing, man. That's the thing about multi-class. That's the thing about the different skill levels we got going on here. That sort of thing happens. So you gotta when you plan your pit stops,
Yeah,
you kind of need to understand relative to the rest of the field who you're going to run into.
It's you know, I said traffic gives and traffic takes.
Yeah.
It feels like Chavez have experienced a lot of traffic taking from.
Yeah, there's been a lot of take. But in the end, that's still, I mean, we're still looking at a P3 finish for Gabe on debut. That's a pretty big deal. Stephen Wallace on pit exit right now. What is he at? So Tommy Kogan now coming around the final corner. Stephen, I think, is going to be well clear. Yeah, he's back out on track. He's going to be well clear of Kogan.
He's looking at 6.8, give or take. He's just going to cruise right to the checkered.
Kogan having a little bit of a wobble on corner exit there.
You know Chavez is going to be pushing.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way he's There's no way he's just going to see Kogan right there in front of him and not push like hell.
Indeed, indeed. So Carlos Guzman has moved up in the order since we last saw him. Had a bit of a real, kind of a scruffy, kind of a scuffed start to the race for Guzman. Dropped a lap down relative to the field. Has found his way ahead of Philippe and Mark Coyne to get up into, is that P6 in GT4?
P6 GT4 looks like this one.
Yeah. Sakame trying to recover as much ground as he can. 14 seconds back from Finicini. I think that's going to be a strong ask in the last 8 seconds. And there's Jared Jones. Jared Jones on debut, looking like he might come out of this with a 4th place finish if he plays his cards right. Finicini's going to be driving the doors off that LMP3, trying to stay out in front of Sakame. And there's your man, Ethan Hamlet. That dude right there is lightning in a bottle.
He's basically executing a Max Verstappen, right? So he just cruises to the lead.
Yep.
And then the broadcast just goes away from him until like the last lap.
Indeed.
I go, yeah. By the way, he's still in the lead. Yeah. He's
still in the lead. Yep. So quick pace check. Gabe Chavez now is less than 2.5 seconds from Tommy Kogan. It is
5.
with the traffic the way that it is, it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility, but I think Gabe is running out of laps.
I would maximize all the exits and just use all the exits you get.
Talking about exes, man, we've got some folks with some tallies right here. We got Trevor Jackson with 10, Devin Strouch with 14, Anthony Newman has 11, and Carlos has 10. Yeah, that's a hefty allocation for those drivers.
It's not too bad. I mean, what's the maximum? 17?
I think so. Look at that! Look at that gap between Kogan and Chavez.
Yeah,
1.6.
dropped right there.
1.6.
That last lap, Chavez dropped into the 29.9.
Yeah, Chavez is a man possessed right now. A absolute man possessed.
I think he's gonna have at least one shot at this.
Yeah, he can't miss. Can't.
At this current pace of closure, I think he's gonna have one shot. And at the same time, you start driving and you start seeing the car behind you coming closer and closer. You start driving backwards. You're looking at your rear view more than you're looking at the track. Just take that thing and disable it real quick.
Felipe Kolodishki looks like he's in the pits for the final time. Still going to come out in front of Mark Coyne. Mark Coyne having another tragic competition yellow.
Gap difference there again was 0.5.
Yeah.
And we have what? Maybe three laps, give or take?
Yep.
You can definitely get there.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but Gabe does. I mean, it's not over. It is not over by a long shot. Let's do it. Let's get on board with Chavez in the AMG. Just smooth application of the throttle and steering from both of them, honestly. Like, you're looking at the Aston in front, and Kogan's not really, you're not seeing the car fight too much, although just saw a little bit of...
yeah, big understeer there.
Yeah, big understeer from the 55, and that's bringing Chavez now into a half second. And we got some LMP3s getting ready to go into Hotel. Is this going to disrupt Kogan any? Not sure. Kogan's going to have to make that Aston Martin wide.
So for the second time, he's having to defend against the AMG.
Yeah. But we've seen Kogan put on some pretty good defenses this race, so I'm interested to see how this scrap really pans out.
Now, if you're Chavez, you have to send it. You just have to. There's no time to be tactical here. You just lick the stamp and send it.
Yeah, Kogan in the 55 needs to maximize corner exit as best he can. He might have one, maybe two laps that he's going to have to seriously hang on. Because Gabe Chavez,
start sweating.
Yeah. Mom spaghetti, knees weak, arms are heavy. Yeah, it's oh wow. Oh
yeah, he's right on him.
It's on. It is on. It is on. And Kogan just holding his line. It's all about
another big understeer.
Yeah, it seems like he is fighting the front end of the Aston a little bit. We're catching up to Newman, and we've got Devin Strouch in the background, who's probably going to catch them somewhere around the exit of Hotel.
Looks like Chavez is able to... Oh, big wiggle from him.
Yeah.
That cost him a little bit. And now he's got traffic blocking his inside and holding him up a little bit on exit. That gives Hogan a little bit of breathing room. 0.6.
Kogan gets a lease on life from LMP3 traffic. Something probably Gabe is cursing out loud.
Yes.
Actively.
At this point, the next car that comes up to him, he's just gonna tell him, just wedge him out of the way.
Into the S's, an area that seems like Gabe has been a little bit stronger. Really, it's the penultimate corner and the final corner that it looks like Gabe really has like the big advantage on Kogan, with Kogan just being able to put up like monster defense in Sector 1. So out of the Shell S's, getting ready to go into the penultimate corner. And Gabe loses it, and that might be it.
Yeah,
that might have been it for him.
Yeah, oh, there it is.
Oh, do you lose the back end?
He did. Pushed too hard. Hot tires.
Camera cut away just at the last moment. Gabe's back on track.
Kogan's got to be breathing a very, very large sigh of relief.
That right there might have done it.
Yeah, the gap's back up to 8.5 seconds. You know, it's good push by him, by Chavez. Good job getting the car up there, even after the pit stop and all the traffic issues.
Ethan Hamlet, sir, just took the checkered flag. Can you believe it? Jared Jones is going to come across the line to cement his place in GT4. Jaden Ledbetter just now going to the penultimate corner. Stephen Wallace just now getting to the Shell S's, but man, Ethan Hamlet, last to first.
Absolute madman.
Absolute laser beam. Like, that's what the L in LMP3 stands for, laser beam. It's just, the man just like cuts through the field like a Ginsu knife. It is just, it's wild. Stephen Wallace on debut, exiting the final corner in the AMG, and going to take round 4 at Oschersleben for GT4. Tommy Kogan, the man probably like needs to hydrate after this race because he's definitely been sweating. Going to take second. Gabe Chavez put up a hell of a fight. Bad luck came his way, but man, what a debut for him. Flashing the lights. Good sport from him.
Podium.
Oh yeah, podium on debut. Just bad. I mean, that's the thing. You got to look at this race if you're Gabe Chavez and tell yourself, man, I am like right there. I'm right in the mix with these guys. That has got to be a big boost for him getting ready to go into Okayama. Jared Jones round in the final corner, going to finish behind Gabe Chavez and in front of Anthony Newman. And man, what a race, Retro. What a race, sir.
It's good. It was one of those, I thought GT4s are going to be the cars that deliver, and they did.
Indeed. Oschersleben in the books, round 4 here at Track Limits Racing. The Sports Car Series is going to be back. Let me check the date on that, actually, real quick. Let me make sure I know.
It's going to be June 8th.
Yeah, June 8th is going to be Okayama. And I believe that one's going to be a 2-hour. So we're really going to have some interesting strategy at Okayama. Again, we got 2 more free race tracks coming up before we go into the 2 rounds at the end. Road Atlanta, Watkins Glen. The Sports Car Series is really starting to pick up. We had a huge grid for tonight. 19 cars. We did lose 5, but attrition was going to be a thing here at Oschersleben. But man, what a return to form for this series. I'm really pumped to get to Okayama. What are your thoughts, Retro?
I think it was a great race. We had a little bit to watch everywhere throughout the entire race, so that was fun. Okayama's going to be interesting. It's not a huge track, so we'll see.
So the race results: Ethan Hamlet a man in another class right now, another category. 22 seconds in front of the LMP3 field, takes another win for round number 4. Jaden Ledbetter coming in second, and Gian Cardoso rounding out the podium in LMP3. DGAA BRI 15. DeGabry, I think that's probably what that's supposed to be. Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it, sir. Or ma'am. Stephen Wallace on debut, taking the win in GT4. Tommy Kogan hanging on. Probably has to have imprints in the steering wheel where his hands were.
Death gripping.
Holding off Gabe Chavez to hold on to P2. Gabe Chavez on debut getting third spot in the 880. Oh, you're Gabe. Thank you very much for the follow, sir. That was a good race, dude. That was some bad luck on the pin entry, but I mean, you got to be happy with that result. You're really in it. You're really in it with the GT4 field. So I'm really excited to see if you're going to be with us at Okayama. I think that's going to be an awesome one. But yeah, we got Steven, Tommy, and Gabe. Spun too much. Yeah, it happens. It happens, man. But like I said, dude, you were driving like a man possessed. That was a good fight there at the end for the. That was pretty much like the big part of the show there at the end. So you should go back and watch the stream, check out the fight. Lots of newcomers, retro, in round number 4. I was really happy to see a lot of new faces, and I'm hoping to see more for Okayama.
Yep. Yeah, I'm very excited to see the next race. See what happens. 2 hours.
Yep.
Talking about attrition.
Mm-hmm.
2 hours behind the wheel. Who's gonna make the mistakes?
Yeah, and Okayama too, man. That's going to be some interesting corner complexes. I love the elevation change at Okayama. I love some of the medium high speed corners you get there. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Carlos Guzman hitting us with a follow here at Track Limits Racing. Thank you so much, Carlos. If you want to check out Carlos, go check out kind of a sister community for Track Limits, New World Sim Racing. Races in the New World Sim Racing GT Series, the Pint. He's a good dude. But anyway, we're going to get ready to call it here, folks. You know what? I haven't done the outro to the poster yet, so I'm going to do it manually. But anyway, thank you all so much for being a part of the show. Retro, thank you for being in the booth with me. And I hope you get to see yourself in Indianapolis 500 before the next time I talk to you.
Oh, yeah.
But from everyone here at Track Limits Racing, thank you so much for being a part of round 4 here at Oschersleben. That one's in the books. We'll catch you guys at Okayama. So take it easy, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.